Afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. First player here, Deonte Brown, and we'll open up with questions. First one to Charlie Potter.
Hey, Deonte, just saw where you accepted an invitation to the Senior Bowl. Just what went into that decision for you?
Growing up in Alabama, playing football, seeing like past years Senior Bowls, getting an invitation one was a blessing. I was very grateful for it, and I was just excited to get it. I really didn't expect for me to get it, but when I did, I was very humble about it.
Next question is Stephen Smith.
Deonte, what's the most fun about playing with Landon Dickerson? I mean, I know he's an aggressive guy, he's a fun guy, he's got a cool personality, but when you're on the field with him, what's the most fun thing about playing with Landon?
That he's a mauler, and also that with all that aggression and like tenacity, like he's still like able to conduct the offensive line and like get us in the right spots at the right times.
Tony Sakalas, go ahead.
Deonte, can you describe a time maybe when you remember Alex stepping up as a leader? Does anything stand out from Alex Leatherwood?
He's a great leader, but it's mostly like off the field. Well, not even like off the field, but like other than games, like in practice and stuff, he'll like get us going, and like he still helps me with like some like technique stuff that I might ask him. Like he's a real good technician, so he helps me and the other guys however he can.
Mike Rodak, over to you.
Yeah, Deonte, it seems like every week opposing coaches are always talking about how impressed they are with this offensive line. I think Gus Malzahn said it today or yesterday too, and just what makes this line so special. Maybe it's a little bit different than past lines.
I would probably think that it would be the experience that we have. We have three seniors and one true sophomore that starts a true freshman, and another newcomer that is also smart and very athletic. I would probably say just the age. Like we've been around football a lot, so our chemistry is easily built, and we roll with it.
Jeff Spiegel, go ahead.
Deontay, a lot of times, players sound like coaches when they answer questions about games like this. The biggest game is the next game and all that stuff. But you just said it. Growing up in this state, how special is this game to play in?
Any kid that plays football in Alabama, they dream of this game. This is a great rivalry, and like I don't know.
And we'll go to James Ogletree.
Hey, Deonte, Coach has talked about Byron and Phil as two guys who have really improved their quickness this year. I was just wondering what's your perspective on that and what's it like going against them in practice?
My perspective on them, Byron and Phil, they have came along really well. Just them getting more time to work on their craft and like play. They've got more comfortable with playing, which allows them to not make as many mistakes, and they also just physical. And practice is very good to go against them because iron sharpens iron, and yeah, we just make each other better.
We'll go back over to Stephen Smith.
Deonte, as dominant as Najee Harris is, and he is, but when you have an offensive line that can get Roydell Williams and Chase McClellan into the end zone as well, watching those two young guys score their first career touchdown, what were your emotions like watching those two guys score?
I was happy. I was very happy, very proud of them, and I was excited to get some of the young guys in so they can get some playing time, get the feel of the game.
We'll finish up with Charlie Potter unless there are any others.
Yeah, I just want to ask you about Auburn. What have you seen about their defensive front, and what stands out the most about that group?
They're all around a good defense. They've been playing well the past couple weeks. They're just big guys. They're very physical at the point of attack, and yeah.
Thank you, Deonte. We're going to go and bring up our next player, Patrick Surtain.
I need a haircut. Like,
We're here with Patrick Surtain, and we're going to go with Jeff Spiegel.
Patrick, when you played in this game last year, how long did it take you to realize that this wasn't just another game? There was something special about this Alabama-Auburn rivalry.
I noticed it was something special based on the anticipation for the game. Before the week even started, you know, we always have a thing we talk about, what's your record against Tennessee, what's your record in the national championship, and what's your record against Auburn. And, you know, it's one of the biggest rivalries in college football and the most anticipated rivalries. So, you know, I expected to be that way.
David Paschal, go ahead.
Patrick, when you think about these two teams, a lot of defensive scores. You've had defensive scores recently. Auburn had one against Tennessee and LSU. Auburn had a couple of huge ones in last year's game. When you start getting these, I mean, how impactful are these defensive touchdowns, and do you kind of go into a game expecting to get one?
They're very impactful. You know, it could change the momentum of the game, defensive scores, and it builds confidence in the defense. You know, and also going into the game, you got to make plays like that in highly anticipated games.
Charlie Potter, over to you.
Hey, Pat, just want to ask you about Bo Nix, and what have you seen from him this season, and maybe how he's progressed since the last time you guys faced him?
I feel like he's more poised back there. He's more confident, you know, him being a sophomore, second-year player last year, rather than last year of him being a freshman, you know, making some mistakes. But he's progressed a lot. You know, I've been looking at it on film, so.
Stephen Smith, go ahead.
Hey, Pat, Jordan battled his first year calling plays at safety, but huge pick six against Kentucky. Where have you seen him grow in just not only making the calls, but being confident, making the calls and making plays on top of it?
Right now, he's playing like a vet right now. You know, he's confident back there, making plays, and, you know, he's having fun out there. And, you know, we need that, especially in the back end at safety. And his pick six, you know, he read it like a book. You know, he knew it was coming, and he took it to the crib, you know.
AP Stedham, over to you.
Hey, Patrick, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Thank you very much. Say, Patrick, what have you learned about yourself this year, being one of the veterans in the secondary?
I've learned a lot. I've learned about my leadership, you know, just growing as a person. You know, being here 3 years, I've learned a lot in this program, and I'm just excited for this year. You know, it's a new process of me being a veteran. You know, I'm not the young guy no more, so I know I had to fill some big shoes in. But, you know, I'm taking a role, and I'm approaching it very well.
James Ogletree, you're up.
Hey, Patrick, when you go up against a big-bodied receiver like Seth Williams, what are some of the keys as a DB that you keep in mind, especially when they're so good at making contested catches?
At the point of attack, you got to, you know, force him to release. You know, you got to put hands on big receivers like that. You can't allow them to get that much separation, especially with their 50-50 balls and back shoulder throws. You got to contest every ball as much as you can.
Michael Casagrande, over to you.
I know in the past you guys, some players that go over to coaches' houses and stuff for Thanksgiving. What are the plans this year for the team and how you guys are handling that?
We can't do that this year because of COVID, obviously. So I know we're going to have a Thanksgiving meal here at the complex. You know, they're going to do something for us during Thanksgiving. So that's what I heard.
And we'll finish up with Stephen Smith.
Pat, your dad played in the league for a while, about 12 years. What have you learned from him, and what are some of the things that he has taught you about not only being just a great corner in this league, but being a better man in the sport as well?
He taught me a lot. You know, the game taught him a lot as well. For him being in the NFL, you know, he's been through the same process that I'm going through, and he just told me just be humble and be grateful for the opportunity, and don't take no opportunity for granted, because you never know when it's going to be your last play or your last down of football. Just have fun out there, and, you know, just live for the moment, you know.
Thank you, Pat. We'll be bringing up our final player shortly.